This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2727, Why We Have Regret, by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. And I'm Justin Malik. We're going to jump right into today's post as we optimize your life. Why We Have Regret, by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. We've all heard the phrase, no regrets, usually uttered when about to do something a little unwise, perhaps. And yet, as alluring as the living without regrets philosophy sounds, it's not always so easy. We regret missed opportunities. We regret things that made us feel dumb. We regret not telling someone we love them more before they died. We regret not spending our time more wisely, accomplishing more. We regret procrastinating, not forming better habits, eating too many sweets, not writing the novel we always wanted to write, not reading all the books we planned to read, not mastering Russian or chess or the ninja arts. We regret getting into bad relationships or making mistakes in a past relationship. Yes, we regret things, and sometimes it can be consuming. Why we have regret? Simply put, we regret choices we make because we worry that we should have made other choices. We think we should have done something better, but didn't. We should have chosen a better mate, but didn't. We should have taken that more exciting but risky job, but didn't. We should have been more disciplined, but weren't. We regret these choices which are in the past and can't be changed because we compare them to an ideal path that we think we should have taken. We have an idea in our heads of what could have been if only a different choice had been made. The problem is that we cannot change those choices, so we keep comparing the unchangeable choice we actually made to this ideal, this fantasy. Can't be changed and will never be as good as the ideal. The unchangeable choice we made will always be worse. It spins around and around in our heads. Why can't we let it go? What's so important that we need to keep thinking about it? Why we keep thinking about regret? I've noticed that I have a hard time not thinking about a bad choice because of how it conflicts with my self-identity. We all have this idea of who we are. We're good people. Perhaps we're smart or competent or good-hearted. We make the best choices we can, of course, because we're good people. Even if you have self-doubt and a bad self-image, you probably think you're basically a good person. And so when someone else attacks that identity, insults your competence, calls you a liar, says you're a cheater, it hurts. We get angry and defensive. We can't stop thinking about this offense. And when we believe we made a mistake, this also is an attack on that identity. We made a bad choice. Why can't we have been a better person and made a better choice? This bad choice conflicts with our idea that we're a good person. So the problem spins around and around without resolution. There's no way to solve this problem because the bad choice can't be changed and we can't resolve the conflict with our self-identity. How to let go of regret? In examining why we have regret and why it's so hard to let go, we can see a couple of root causes that we can address. We compare past choices to an ideal, and we have an ideal identity that conflicts with the idea of the bad choice. These both revolve around ideals, which are not reality, but are fantasies of how we'd like reality to go. They're made up and not helpful. In this case, these ideals are causing us anguish. So the practice is to let go of the ideals and embrace reality. Here's the reality of those two root causes. Number one, the choice we made in the past is done and we can't change it. And in fact, there's some good in the choice if we choose to see it. Being able to make the choice at all is an amazing thing, as is being alive and learning from our experiences and being in the presence of other really great people, etc. And we can be satisfied with our choices and see them as good enough instead of always hoping for the perfect choices. Some choices will be great, some won't be perfect, and we can embrace the entire range of choices we make. And number two, we are not actually always good, and in fact, our identity can encompass a whole range. We're sometimes good, sometimes not, and sometimes somewhere in between. We make mistakes, we do good things, we care, we're selfish, we're honest, we sometimes aren't honest. We are all of it, and so making a bad choice isn't in conflict with that more flexible and realistic self-identity. It's a part of it. That's all easier said than done, but when we find ourselves obsessing over past choices, we can, 1, recognize that we're falling into this pattern, 2, realize that there's some ideal we're comparing our choices and ourselves to, and 3, let go of these perfect ideals and embrace a wider range of reality. This is a constant practice, but it helps us not look for perfection, not constantly review past choices, but instead find satisfaction in what we've done and focus in what we're doing now. Regrets are a part of life, whether we want them or not, whether we're aware we're having them or not. But by looking into the cause of regrets and embracing the wide range of reality, we can learn to be satisfied with our choices, happier with the past, and happier in the present moment. And that is a choice you won't regret. You just listened to the post titled, Why We Have Regret by Babauta of ZenHabits.net.
Bienvenido a Kaiser Permanente. El doctor ya te puede ver. Verá que aunque eres muy activo, ahora te cansas más rápido de lo normal. Verá que a menudo almuerzas comida rápida.
Próxima ventanilla.
Verá que pones a tu familia primero y tu salud tiende a caer en segundo o tercer lugar. Y claro que verá que tienes el azúcar alto, igual que tu papá. En Kaiser Permanente trabajamos juntos para ver todo lo que tú eres y darte el cuidado que tú mereces. Kaiser Permanente, para todo lo que tú eres.
The last few years have been tough for our mental health, but thankfully we can look to our sponsor Headspace, which combines scientifically proven benefits of meditation and mindfulness with modern practices through their experienced meditation teachers. The wide range of teachers with diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise ensures there's a teacher and content to help you, whether you're a first-timer or have been practicing for years like I have. And with over 1,000 hours of material on Headspace, it's easy to fit into my schedule, and I have no problem finding really meaningful meditations. Headspace has helped me and more than 100 million people worldwide. They can help you too. Listen up, you do not want to miss this. I've arranged something special. For a limited time, all of you can try Headspace free for 30 days by going to headspace.com/old30day. You won't find this offer anywhere else. You must use my link, headspace.com/OLD30day to unlock all of Headspace free for 30 days. This is not something they normally do. Headspace.com/old30day. Take it to Leo. Nice rhyme there with Why We Have Regret from ZenHabits.net. Anyway, recognizing our thought patterns is easier said than done, like you mentioned. And the best way to train ourselves to do that, practically at least, and from my own experience, is through some kind of meditation or meditative practice. I used to think that meditation was some weird mystical thing where you hope to start floating off of the ground and reach some guru status. But I found it's nothing like that after probably thousands of hours of both training and solo meditation. It's really just a mental game, and without any kind of winning or final level, I think. At one point, I was meditating for a minimum of 30 minutes every day. That was for over a year, not missing a day. And sometimes even doing hours of meditation straight through mixed sitting and walking meditation. This was while volunteering at a meditation retreat center way up in the Colorado Rocky Mountains. And all of that time put in really solidified this idea of how basic the practice is and how it compounds over time, helping to break negative thought patterns. So it's something I'd still recommend. If you're new to it, just 1 to 5 minutes to start in the most basic kind of meditation that's focusing on your breath. And then when a thought distracts you from paying attention to that sensation of your breath, notice the thought, let it go gently, and then come back to focusing on the breath again. And it can be a frustrating practice, especially in the beginning, but I think it's worth the practice in the end. But that'll do it for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this show if you've ever done that. That's a huge help to keep all of this running. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.